don't have a football team.
San Diego got, like, I feel bad for San Diego. Keep losing all your teams.
So hopefully some of those guys can catch on. I think they listed like Charles Rodgers, who played with the Vikings in 2014. Someone who can catch on. Demontre Moore actually had 7 sacks. He's bounced around the league. Was a former Raider for a little bit.
Jalen Marshall might do something. Kenneth Farrow, running back with Houston.
Trent Richardson, even though he only averaged like 3 yards a carry, but had like 12
fullback.
touchdowns.
He's a fullback at this point, bro.
But yeah, man. So sorry, AAF. It was a good try, man. But
we would play Boys to Men
Y'all
into the
failed.
Road, but that's just really sad. And
we're not even there yet. I don't even think they get a full song.
Shout out to Pettit. Shout out to Wu saying, I just bought my AAF season tickets, though.
He would. That sucks.
Who child, you petty.
I actually like their uniforms, too.
Yeah, but you still petty, Wu. He laughed, you monster. That could have been like, oh yeah, and a lot of beat reporters and journalists lost their. Like, that's another thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of
even,
networks popping up. A lot of people were trying to cover the league, podcasts.
Are they delegitimized now? Like, journalists who covered that beat? Like, are organizations, if they try to apply to the NFL or whatever, are they going to be looked down upon? Because
well, that's why I'm talking about these corporate hands at play, because we even had, like, okay, let's say, like, the Pacific Football League that launched last year, but it was, like, more low-key. And,
remember
like,
the
no one
flag
talked
football?
about it. Flag football. So it's like.
That came and went.
When these leagues, like, fail, it makes it harder for the next league to come up. So it's going to be like, okay.
They treat you like your niche.
Exactly. The XFL, Ricky Williams League. It's like, okay, are these leagues going to be. Are these corporate entities that invest in the AAF and just basically left it out to dry are going to be even more hesitant to invest in these other new leagues with new value propositions that are going to surface over the next few years. So
it's wrong. It's kind of like I equate it to the music industry and streaming and artists. What the NFL does with all these different leagues that are really just variations of football. Like, think of passing league, and now if they just had it with like NFL players, that's what some of these leagues are, or there's variations of it, and the NFL gets a cut because they own the monopoly, like the person who owns the color.
Because you basically have to pay them to do business.
Yeah, like the person who owns the color blue or Similac formula. That's baby formula for y'all who don't know.
The other big story of the week, there was a lot of Packers melodrama basically dropped due to a Bleacher Report article feature basically detailing all the fallout of the Green Bay Packers organization between Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers.
Why they don't have more rings.
Exactly.
It's pretty much Civil War, and I guess Tony Stark. No, Aaron Rodgers is Tony's. No, Aaron Rodgers is what, Captain America? Nah. Aaron Rodgers is
the
Iron
beast.
Man.
Aaron Rodgers is the beast that is Tony Stark and Captain America fused into an alternate super ego.
Nah, I feel like Captain America with no powers is
Mike McCarthy's Ant-Man.
Nah, Mike McCarthy.
He's just there, but he's kind of
Mike McCarthy is Anthony Pena.
Serious.
No, he's Anthony Pena. No, because that dude's funny. No, he's you know who Mike McCarthy is? He's the Mandarin. And yeah, he's Tony Stark.
Actually, he might be Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. First off, you're not going to disrespect Doctor Strange like that.
Oh, like the internet doesn't wake up and disrespect Doctor Strange?
Nah, it's
like we're not going to have that conversation.
We can have that conversation.
Like, everybody hates Doctor Strange.
No, everybody hates Star-Lord, even though technically if it wasn't for him, there would be no Avengers Endgame. Everyone low-key's probably going to hate Captain Marvel, if we're just being honest.
Yeah, you have to see that movie. Have you seen it yet?
Nah, but I think people are going to hate her because, like...
You're going to hate it, for sure.
Am I going to hate it because, like, they do something cheesy?
Do you want me to ruin it for you?
I'm going to see it regardless. I have the MC Stubbs package.
Basically, it's basically a Superman plot movie.
Like, she eventually gets her memory back because, let me guess, they give her a blood infusion of Kree blood. She thinks she's a superhero when in fact she's actually human. Yeah, I've read all
No, that's not what it is.
Oh shit!
Actually, no. She just gets shitted on for
the whole movie.
70% of the movie, and then finally realizes her own potential and just shits on everyone and ends the movie in like 8 minutes. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? I literally just watched you get shitted on for an hour and a half, and this whole time you could have just shitted on everybody.
So
she literally could turn into a fucking rocket ship. Not to spoil it, but she literally turns into a spaceship on her own. She literally destroys a whole fleet, bro. And I'm over here watching her literally battle herself in her mind for an hour and a half.
Wow. I don't want to say anything. Now I want to see it. Now I want to see it.
Hey, Woo, if you like that movie, call in right now. What the? You don't just drop that in the chat. Call in 323-900-0478. Defend that trash-ass movie. I dare you.
Who likes dry peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
I actually like those.
What is wrong with you?
On that same note, man.
Do you drink it with milk at least?
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying if you don't, you're fucking Norman
I just
Bates.
like my peanut butter ratio to be higher than my jelly.
It should be. If you get a jelly sandwich, I'm pretty sure you
jelly
like
and peanut butter sandwich.
No, if you just eat a jelly sandwich, I'm pretty sure you like human flesh.
Wow. But yeah, so some of the tidbits from the Packers article was basically Aaron Rodgers literally hated Mike McCarthy from the day that he got the job because Mike McCarthy was part of the offense of the 49ers. The
offensive coordinator, and he said with his mouth and his voice box that Alex Smith was a better quarterback.
You're not letting McCarthy off nothing, huh?
I always thought he was
Team Rodgers now.
I was always Team Rodgers. I'm always Team Northern California. What don't you understand? I thought I made this perfectly clear on numerous occasions.
And Rodgers has gone on record basically saying
Rodgers petty and kept the same energy. We're gonna be petty as hell with this recap, this breakdown.
He said Mike McCarthy has the worst football IQ of any coach he's ever had. He literally said things like they don't know how he's gotten this far along without having the football IQ.
He literally got caught on camera saying that is such a stupid fucking play call, and based off the fact that they ran like the same offense, like the same generic Alabama offense with Brody Croyle for like 7 years and the same route combinations.
The thing is, Rodgers had the free reign to audible literally every single play.
And he practically did. He Brett Favre'd it.
And the worst part is a lot of the receivers, a lot of the young receivers especially.
Poor Jeff Janis.
Even EQ, Equanimeous St. Brown, said,
and Valdez-Scantling. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Having to battle between what's in the playbook and what Mike McCarthy's teaching versus what Aaron Rodgers is telling you in the huddle to do. Like, hey, instead of running this slant, run a in. And it's like, and then Rodgers would still kind of default to the playbook when he's under pressure, and then he's not where he's supposed to be, and then he gets mad at the receiver even though he's like, bruh, I did what you told me to do.
And they said,
which is basically the story of Kenny's life.
First off, whoa. You ain't known me long enough to make that assumption.
I've literally had you have that gripe. I've literally listened to that gripe from you so many times.
Wait, what gripe?
Like how managers will tell you to do some shit and then you do it and then they get mad at you and you're like, you literally just told me to do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's like, people want. Why you don't get along with some authority figures? Oh no, I get along with everybody, all my coworkers, except the one authority figure who's a piece of shit, and tells me to do something that I know is wrong and going to fail. And then when I do it, they get mad that it failed. Because I'm usually smarter than most of my bosses. But whatever, that's a whole nother story.
Outside of, Mike McCarthy getting massages during offensive game plan meetings.
And Aaron Rodgers literally
cutting off his whole entire family since 2014.
Cutting off anyone
who goes to another team.
With him. Anyone who
doesn't talk to him.
By the way, Olivia Munn, I guess, was right when she said something.
Let's see if he talks to Clay Matthews still. That'll be interesting.
One with the Cal, one with the USC. And I honestly think it's like, whatever. I think
You don't think they're cool? You don't think they're cool?
I don't think they talk. Now that like when the way they broke it down in that article, it seems like Aaron Rodgers has a Napoleon complex that he won't let go, and also a vengeful pettiness.
What you were talking about though,
a fire that like, yeah, it's like
from the JUCO, all that.
Because he came from a JUCO, he was undersized. People didn't believe in him. He got treated like shit at Cal by some of the professors. They thought he was the dumb jock when actually he was really smart and intelligent. And from somebody who I can understand where he's coming from, when people constantly doubt you, when you keep proving yourself thousands of times over and over again, and eventually I think somewhere in him something snapped. And now he can't get out of that psychosis, and he should probably get some therapy.
Yeah,
because it's not healthy to be that much of an asshole. Because as the article pretty much said, you never wanted to be like Favre, but now you're really worse than him. You're Favre 2.0.
And that's the culture, man. Eventually, the person hazed becomes the hazer. That's just
ding ding ding
how
ding
life
ding
it
ding.
is. That's just how life is, and it's a vicious cycle until someone is strong enough to stop it.
Yeah. Projecting your pain on other people isn't tradition, and it's not culture. It's just you projecting your pain on the people. And what it seems like with Aaron Rodgers, and put multiple people, sources in the story said he doesn't like being told that he's wrong. Sounds like somebody who was on the road to good intentions and found himself at the gates of hell somehow.
We talk about, football culture a lot and, just regular everyday shit. So, when you really think about...
I know cats like Aaron Rodgers.
And what I'm going to say is, when you really think about it, the Packers are known for taking a quarterback every single draft. That's literally part of the draft strategy under Ted Thompson, who also got slandered in the article. Not slandered, but factually discredited.
Finally, somebody called him to the
for falling asleep in meetings.
John
and basically
Kuhn was one of the leaders on the team. He just recently retired.
Basically falling into mediocrity and just thinking that he can plug anyone into the Green Bay system.
Rookies,
and not signing people, so people not wanting to sign because they're like, well, I'm not going to get my second check here. So.
Letting B.J. Raji walk.
Bunch of shit.
Yeah, a bunch of cats walk.
But yeah, so literally their strategy is to draft a quarterback every single year. So when you think about kind of how this article paints the picture of the Packers locker room, it's like I couldn't imagine being that 22-year-old QB thrown into that scenario of Rodgers not wanting shit to do with you, a quarterback who's supposed to be a quarterback guru but really isn't. And you're pretty much just there floating in Green Bay, Wisconsin, freezing your ass off, wanting to go home.
Deal with racist-ass white people if you're a black dude. Because Wisconsin's racist and has, the highest incarceration rate of black people. Sheriff Clark, pregnant women died in his jails. Go look it up. But anyway.
So, on this trap, do you now feel a slice of empathy for Brent Hundley and Deshaun Kaiser? Double whammy.
Damn, I wasn't expecting.
I caught you.
I forgot they were there. Why are you sounding like a Muppet getting jerked off?
Because I got you.
You sound like a
Mancy.
Muppet.
Mancy.
Did you just say Nancy? Wow. Yeah. Are you
I'm
okay?
a 1950s bad guy.
Are you okay? Are you gonna bribe me for a cheeseburger today and pay me tomorrow? Are you okay? Are you turning into the Joker right before my eyes? Which, by the way, somebody said on Twitter that the Joker is in the ATL verse, Donald Glover show, and that's just hilarious because I think Zazie Beetz is in that, and they're like, "Damn, that's true." He literally looks like a scene out of. He looks like a character out of the scene of Atlanta, and him versus Teddy Perkins will be hilarious.
All right, man. Well, since we kind of got on the tangent for all that, everything kind of going on this week, I'm just going to go real quick. We won't have a lot of time, so let's just do... Pro Days actually ended this week.
Yeah, so we should probably talk about it.
All right, do you have some stuff you want to talk about?
Yeah.
No?
Yes. Of course I do. Don't look at me like that.
Because you're literally loading it on your phone.
I just been holding it in all week.
Again.
Taylor Rapp ran a 4.77 at Washington's Pro Day, who was considered a first-round pick and didn't play against Ohio State because I think he would have got exposed. But and then Jimmy Lake and everybody was like, "Oh, these are the best defensive backs to ever play at Washington." No disrespect to Marcus